Okay. Something else I've noticed with the you can always, I suppose, pick up some sort of artifact sound. Could be the DCX. It could be the Behringer FBQ. Could be the let's just put this voice over to pan this pot because I'm using the other. There we go. So that's on both channels now, rather than on your right side. Yeah. So the microphone's up at the right up there, up at the top there. Let's fade the what's it up? I've also put the other what's called the clean noise or something box. Sometimes I have them connected and sometimes I don't, and then if I don't have them connected, the signal noise ratio really goes up a little bit high due to, I think, the FBQ. It won't show on the input level meters on it because it's on the kind of like on the output. I guess if I would put that, take it out of the rack and then put it on a test bench and sort of test it, yeah, I'd like to see some signal noise ratio sort of thing there, sort of thing. You can hear that little whining sound, that little Sony STDS whining sound in the background. So just kind of turning that select switch, but there's also another sound I can hear. I think it could be the Sony, which I think it is because I just mute it. If I connected this directly to, let's see, I've got to turn the other. Turn the other controls down on the audio mixer. Connect the. Yeah, I can hear it. I'm going through the headphone monitor. You can hear it like a pop, 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 pop. And of course, obviously, when I. So yeah, Sony. But that's a signal noise ratio. That's a signal noise ratio sort of thing. Or whatever. It's so low down. You know, it doesn't even hardly show on the meters because it's got to be below 70 dB or maybe minus 80 dB. It's really low down. And I've got, mind you, I've got the volume turned right up on the headphone monitor, so it's feeding into the audio mixer. Might not sound very loud, so I might have to balance it out. Turn the slider up a little bit on the audio mixer. 1, 2, 3. Turn the other volume control down. No, that's a little bit too much, I think. a slider up. Oh, that's a good idea. Give you a good idea. But it's that kind of pop. And that's kind of inherent with these Sony sort of things, you know. Sony products, you know what I mean? You know, like Sony LED, Sony OLEDs, or whatever they want to call damn things, and these high bitrate chips and all that, you know, and Sony, and you know, the stupid piece of shit that still doesn't fucking do anything. Once you've figured out how to read the manual, make the stupid fucking thing work. Oh dear. I mean, I'm kind of surprised, really. You think about it. That comes from Sony, and that was years ago, mind you. And yeah, I wonder if that sort of, it's like a ticking clocking processor thing. That's I think it's called a clocking sort of thing. So that's what it sounds like. Anyway, something else that's really I've noticed. That's the centre channel on the horn. So if I take my headphones off, yeah, I can just hear it. But mind you, I've got the gain levels turned up on the DCX up to max. So I wouldn't be playing a movie soundtrack through that, you know, because it'll just, you know, you just simply turn it down because it's out of proportion of level and all that. And it's like anything I say, PA that always generates a signal noise. I don't really mind it. I don't really care. You know, I might get a comment from, say, like these audiophile snobs. You know, I doubt many of them have been on a CB radio or even used one. You know, hey, you want to go on that and listen to the signal noise ratio, huh? Especially when you got to listen to a conversation or a DXing station some 10,000 miles away, depending on the power and depending on the sporadic energy readings, port side, aft, could be an impulse turn, which make up good conditions for the radio transmissions to over the ionosphere or the hemisphere, the stratosphere, I forget which. There's so many layers where the radio transmissions travel through, and sometimes you just got to wait for the good conditions, which are usually January, February, March, just about maybe April, and then through to about maybe, what month is it now? Maybe July at the very least. By about August, it starts getting a little bit quiet, and by November and October and December, forget about it. You hardly would hear any radio stations, or I would hardly hear any, apart from only local ones. So that's, you know, but still there's all that signal noise ratio there. It's like that movie. What the hell are you doing listening to the VHF, the FM band, you know? What was that movie, Arrival, you know, of the aliens and such, and then you retune the frequency because you're supposed to be listening to a much higher frequency band, and you go down to another band where there's a lot of signal noise and all that, you know. Anyway, so I'm just going to turn the fader down. I'm just going to put a sine wave out. That's a 4 kilohertz, and 5, and 6.3. It's getting a little bit faint now, so I'll turn the fader up. Getting a little bit faint now. I mean, also the headphones that I'm monitoring on. I'm not sure what the headphone monitor frequency response. Anyway, stop that there. Fade it down from, because I got to do it with caution. I can't just, otherwise I might just suddenly do something that might do some damage. Let's go on the headphone monitor. So I'll turn up use the output from the Sony headphone monitor. Let's turn that whining sound so you can hear it. So I'll turn that off there. There's a sine wave. Of course, as I go a bit higher up, the headphone monitor turn up. Of course, if I switch the headphone monitor or my headphone out from the mixer and plug it directly, it's the total opposite, I think. So I'll just try that. So I can't hear myself on the headphone monitor on the mixer now, only I can see the bar graphic meter moving. Let me just have a listen, have a check there. Go back down to 8 kHz. Yeah, I can hear it there. I can still get that noise, but I'm at a lesser level. I can just hear that I can hear that 10k. So it's a bit awkward there through the piece of shit that still doesn't do anything, STDS. Now, of course, I've plugged it directly into the AVR. Turn that fader down before I even press that. Watch it go down to 8 kHz. Yeah, I can hear 8 kHz nice and clear there, and clear. Yeah, it's getting a bit faint, I think. It's getting a bit faint. Maybe as I'm getting a bit, the hearing range rolls off, or maybe I'm just having a bad day. Because last time I checked was only early this year or sometime. Hearing range wouldn't just suddenly just drop off like that. I'm just having a bad day, or might be the humidity, or maybe alien encounters. So yeah, signal noise ratios are sort of little problems. So I'll just plug these headphones back into the audio mixer. Turn the headphone monitor level up. Okay, that's better. Yeah, all these little problems, I really don't care, frankly, my dear. It is what it is, and I bet most audiophiles, they're not even going to notice this one way or the other. They don't have any test equipment, and so they're entitled to their opinion, but still, they haven't got any. Most haven't got test equipment. Most of them probably haven't even, like I say, been on a CB radio. So you want to hear signal noise, you want to hear noise, you get a CB radio, and then you can. I'll give you probably a week's. You probably only last about a week on it, and you'll probably get fed up with it because you wouldn't be able to tolerate it. Me, well, I grew up with it, so, and getting into audio and all this stuff, and sure, I like the signal noise ratio to be, it should be absolute, it's not easy, I suppose, to go into an STDS processor and start. I suppose it could be the capacitors, and as for that clocking thing, where that is and how to, and it's a processor that's no longer made anymore, and yeah, I've just been thinking, why don't I just kind of remove it now from the rack? Yeah. Or I can just bypass it and go, you know, signal out from the AVR to. Still, they have to go through the loudspeaker management system and everything, you know. But yeah, there's all these problems. There's all these little problems when my cat bear's all snooping around. I don't know what he's going to do. Turn the air conditioner on. Because it's flipping roasting hot. I'll move this microphone in a different direction, so it's not aiming at the I can still get a little bit there. It's on the side of the microphone anyway. Yeah, so I'm not really bothered with all this nonsense. I could work around it, you know. That's, you know, I would be surprised to see what a Dolby CP850's signal noise ratio is and all that. What it's, you know, does it have any artificial noise sort of thing, because it's all digital processing. And it might have certain weird sounds there, you know, like the STDS. It's all digital. It's got strange sounds. If I plugged in everything directly into the Dolby Cinema processors and go through all the cinema processors, mostly that what I have, they've all got their own different sort of signal noise ratios and sort of things, problems and such. And the same goes with anything, you know, like a Denon. I'm sure if I crank all that up to the top, I'm sure I'm going to hear something that's, you know, that's kind of, that's strange. So I'm not really bothered. I like to fix it. I like to find a way around it because it improves, obviously. So I'll play that 8K again. I'm careful. Oh yeah, I've got the other fader turned down. Okay. As for YouTube and all that, you know, it can pick up anything as far as low frequency, and that's infrasonic, up to high frequency. And well, the high frequency on my RTA here only goes up to about 50,000 kilohertz, but most of the cinema processors, or what I've got, you know, they're gonna have some sort of roll off. You know, most audio equipment that I've got in my B chain, that is, because my A chain is my players and such. That's the A chain, and then the B chain is all the cinema processors, equalizers, everything. That's the B chain. Amplifiers as well, and your speakers. That's your B chain. Something there is going to have something that's to a real kind of, like, I suppose, a snob. They're going to find it like, yuck. You know, just as I would find a 4K disc with a fake Atmos, yuck, and toss it in the cat litter box, to piss off the fanboys. So, yeah, I'm just going to have a little bit more play, so that's that.